In this video, we'll learn about static in TypeScript. So static is a keyword that we can use to create members. Those are not associated with an instance of a class. So what I mean, let me create one class. Suppose the name of the class is utils, and here I'm gonna create one variable width, and let's say its name is it is 100 and height, and its value is 200. And let me create the width with this static keyword, so it will make width as a static property. Now if you want to access width, you don't have to create an instance of this utils class, so I can directly access it like this. So you can see that it's printing the value of width, but height is not a static member, it's a public value. So if I write height, then it will throw me one error because we can't access it like this. For accessing height, we have to create one object for this class. Let's say it's u is an object of utils class, then I can access the height like this. And if I want to access width, I can't. This is because it is a static member and we can only access it like this. It is not associated with an instance of a class, so it will always have this 100 value, and if you're changing this value, then it will reflect in all places you are using. Similar to static variables, we can also have static methods. So here I can write one static method, get area, and suppose I want width into height is equal to the area that we want to return from this method. Then I can use width into height, but I can't access height because static methods can access only static members. Height is not a static member, so I can't access height, so it will throw me one error. Let's say into 2. Then if you want to access this method, you can't access it from an instance. Similar to static variables, you have to use it directly like this. It will print 200. We can have any access modifiers with static methods, so we can make it private, then also it will work. We can also make it protected, and by default it is public, so we can make it protected, then we can access it only from the base class, and by default it is public. There is one more concept in the classes, and it's called static blocks. So static blocks are written like this. So these blocks are useful if you want to initialize something in a class, and we can access any members of the class here. So even if the have private height, so if it is private, then also we can access it. So basically these are useful for initializing any properties in a class. So let me say this dot height. It is throwing me one error because height is not a static member. So let me create it static, then I can access width into 2. Let me write one more method here, static get height, and suppose it is returning height. Now I'm printing utils.get height, so you can see that it's printing 200, but if I don't initialize it, then also it is printing 200, because this will call static and it will internally assign the value of this height. Let me print one log here. So you can see that when we are calling this get height, it's calling static this part, this static block, and we are getting 200. Instead of using this, we can also use the class name here. So here I am using this to get the width, but I can also use utils.width. Similarly, if I use utils height, then it will work. This is a private member, but we are accessing it from this static block, so it works. Let me create one more variable, width equal to -1. You can see that it's not throwing error because this is not a static value and this is a static value. So we can have both values with the same name in the same class. Now, if I create one object and console.log, and let me print the value of width, and also I'm printing the value of static width. So you can see that for the first one it is printing -1, and for the second one it is printing 100. So both are actually different. So this is all for static. If you have any question, please drop one comment below. Thanks. Bye.